Hi everyone, welcome to Stamp with Jini. Today I'm going to show you my Pansy Punch tips so that you can get a perfect punch every time when you use the stamp set and coordinating punch. This is the card that I created the other day using the Flower Shop stamp set, and here of course it's punched out with our Pansy Punch. So let me set this aside and I'll show you my stamp set. Okay, now this one happens to be a wood stamp set, but of course the images are the same whether you bought a clear mount or the wood mount stamp set. And I want you to look at the front cover and notice this little dip in the one petal or divot, however you want to refer to it as. It just slightly goes in, and you'll see it here on each petal on the cover in the bottom petal that points down to the 6 o'clock area. This one might be a little easier for you to see. I'm hoping you can see that well. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and we're going to get started. I'm using my new Strawberry Slush stamp pad, and I am going to stamp the image onto Whisper White cardstock. Now when I placed this image on my wood mount stamp, I made sure that that little divot or indentation was in the same location against the wood block there at the 6 o'clock area, if you were pretending that this was a clock. And then to help me, because as my kids say, I have a little bit of CRS, and once I put the blocks away I might not remember as easily, I've put this little arrow so that I know that I want this part of the wood block to face the edge of my cardstock. So now all I have to do is take my punch, and if you'll notice there's that little divot again on the side at that 6 o'clock mark. And I like to flip it over so I can see what I'm doing, because that's the great thing about our punches. And then I just need to rotate it slightly so that I can see it in that window. There you go, a perfect Pansy Punch using my Flower Shop set. Now you can use the same concept, of course, with your clear mount blocks. You won't have an arrow to put on the clear mount block because you're going to dismantle your piece each time that you use it and put it back in your case. However, you could flip it over and put a tiny little black Sharpie mark against the petal on your rubber that surrounds the petal so that you know which petal you want facing that 6 o'clock inch mark. Let me show you the card again. There you go. And of course, like I mentioned, these two items coordinate together, the Flower Shop and the Pansy Punch, and when you buy them in a bundle you can get a 15% discount, which is really fantastic. Thank you for joining me today, and if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. It's open 24/7, and you can get there from my blog, www.stampwithjini.com. Thanks for joining me.